Good day, Cobras. I'd like to first take this opportunity to thank your NSTP coordinator, Mr. Franks Arcamo, for inviting me to be the speaker for today's webinar about promoting mental health. By the way, I'm Miss Jenny V. Mojica, a registered psychometrician, school counselor, and a mental health advocate. As we all know, October is Mental Health Awareness Month, and it is very timely for us to discuss about a very important topic that will help us promote mental health awareness to our school, because it's a very important matter to discuss. Hopefully, at the end of this talk, every one of us will have a realization and a strong drive to be a more involved Filipino, sensitive, and also willing to lend hand to the issues surrounding mental health in your classrooms, families, group of friends, and even your community. Our talk for this morning is entitled Mental Health Matters, promoting its importance for a more involved Filipino citizen. So, before we really jump in to our proper discussion, may I first ask you, how are you feeling right now? So, mental health check muna tayo. So, in the range 1 to 5 as you see in your screen, let us first know, what do you feel today? If you have your chat boxes with you, or if you're listening or viewing this webinar on your screens, please type in your chat box the number corresponding to the different feelings you see in your screen now. So 1, if you're feeling very sad as of this moment. 2, if a little sad. 3, if you feel neutral, don't feel that too sad at all or not too happy at all, just a neutral mood right now. 4, if you are happy right now. And 5, if you feel excited as of the moment. Right. So type in your answers to the corresponding mental health check, just for us to know if where are you right now, checking on your own mental health. Okay, maybe a few of you typed in 1, you're really feeling sad right now, or 2, a little sad, and that's okay. It's a valid feeling or emotions, and it needs to be acknowledged by you and the people around you. If you're that person who's neutral right now, you're not too excited, but not sad, but just okay, and that's fine. And if you're the person who answered 4 or 5, between happy and really excited as of this day, okay, that's great for you. Hopefully, you will be able to influence, no, your friends or other people around you with the happiness or the excitement that you're feeling right now. Right. Hopefully, that with this, we were able to acknowledge our feelings as of the moment. There are times we're sad. There are times we're lonely, excited, happy, and it varies in the days, no, it varies with the situation that we are in right now, and that is fine. What's important is you know what you feel and you acknowledge it. Okay, that it happens at times. All right, thank you so much for sharing to us what you're feeling right now. Now for this morning, let me just go to the next slide. Okay, for this morning, we will talk about 4 topics. All right, so 4 brief topics only. First is we will talk about the meaning and importance of mental health. Second, the meaning, examples, causes, and concepts about mental illness, because we know that mental health is important. And then we also need to know a little bit about what are the different mental illnesses, the challenges that people are also prone to have. Third is we will talk about positive psychology, which involves coping with stress and the roads to happiness. And lastly, our fourth topic will be a few things to remember about taking oneself and how to be able to help others through the learnings we will gain today. We will not end not applying the learnings that we'll have for today, but hopefully we'll be able to apply it and help other people, okay, through this knowledge that we will gain. Okay, for the first topic about mental health. All right, our first topic, brief topic, will be about mental health. So, what is mental health? Okay, so mental health, according to World Health Organization or the WHO, mental health is a state of well-being in which every individual can cope with the stresses of life, realize that his or her abilities, can learn well or work well, and is able to make a contribution to her or his community. So in general, that's the meaning of mental health. Mental health also includes our emotional, psychological, and social well-being. It affects how we think, feel, and act. It also helps determine how we handle stress, relate to others, and make healthy choices. So, mental health is important. Do you agree? It is important at every stage of life, from childhood, adolescence, and through adulthood, where I believe most of you are in right now. Most of you are in your adulthood stage. Whatever stage you are in life, it is important, and mental health is a part of your life. Okay, so let's see. Okay, in your screens right now is flashed a picture of a girl. Okay, it's not just a typical girl, any typical girl, but there are certain emotions behind this picture. So it says here, a picture is worth 1,000 words. Okay, so in your screens right now is flash a picture of this girl. What can you observe about her? What do you think are the feelings she is experiencing now just by looking at the picture? Okay, I'll give you time to think. Perhaps most of you can say that she is sad, very demotivated to the point that she cannot get up from her bed. As you can see, she's just lying down on her bed. Perhaps she haven't took the shower a day or two already. Maybe she lacks sleep and do not have desire to eat. Okay. And many more observation. I believe you have your own observation of what this picture paints. Okay, as the song says, no? Have you feel the same way now or at one point of your life? Have you experienced or feel the same way that this girl is in the picture? Okay. Yes, right? Most of us, or I think most of the viewers would agree that at one point in our life, we are this girl, no? We're that sad girl, demotivated, don't have the energy at all. So mental health actually changes over time in response to different stresses and experiences. We can be affected, no, by external factors. Our mental health can change because of many factors surrounding our lives, both internal within us and external factors. Those situations or experiences that may affect us, our mental health. Okay, so that affects someone generally sits on a continuum and also where they sit at a given point in time. So those are the factors that affects us. So there will really be times that you are in your highs and your lows. One must realize that at some point in our lives, we can really feel happy and okay. And at times that when we we have challenges, we have situations that we are trying to overcome, we feel really down and out. Just like when we are physically not okay. So mental health, okay, at times we feel very high. There are times that we feel very low. It's important to remember that a person's mental health can change over time, depending on many factors. Like I said, no, when the demands placed on a person exceed their resources and coping abilities, their mental health could be impacted. For example, if someone is working long hours, caring for other people, or experiencing economic hardships or any other hardships that you can think of. Health, okay, and there are a lot of factors of situations that may come or problems, challenges that may come our way that can be a factor to affect our mental health. Okay, so that is mental health. Now, what are mental illness? We have talked about generally the picture of what mental health and why is it important and why we are affected. No. So what are mental illness? Mental illness, according to the Centers of Disease Control or CDC, refers to the conditions that affect an individual's thinking, feeling, mood, or behavior. This includes but not limited to depression, anxiety, bipolar disorder. There are a lot of mood disorders, eating disorders, and a lot more. So that is the meaning or the meaning of mental illness. So mental illnesses are among the most common health conditions. Okay. More than 50% will be diagnosed with a mental illness or disorder at some point in their lifetime. 1 in 5 Americans will experience a mental illness in a given year. 1 in 5 children, either currently or at some point during their life, have had a seriously debilitating mental illness. And 1 in 25 people lives with a serious mental illness such as schizophrenia, bipolar disorder, or major depression. Okay, so these are just some of the glimpses of the statistics behind mental illnesses. We're sharing this to you guys for us to realize that mental illnesses is real, no? It has been happening, and promote making people aware that it is true, it is real, and many people are experiencing it will somehow make us realize to do an active role in promoting mental health awareness to the people around us. Okay, so we talked about what mental illness is. Now let's talk about what causes mental illness. Bakit may mga mental illness? Okay. So, actually, there is no single cause for mental illness. There are a number of factors that contribute to risk for mental illness, such as first, genetics, no? As you see in your screen. We have genetics, trauma, unhealthy habits, environment factors, negative thoughts, and stress. These are just some. Okay, these are just few of the many factors that can cause mental illness. As I said before, no, there is no single cause for mental illness, but these can be contributing factors why one person can develop a mental illness later on in his or her life. So first, genetics. These are biological factors or chemical imbalances in the brain na you can inherit from your family. family, from your mother's side, from your father's side, just like mga physical illnesses, no? For example of physical illnesses, you have your mother's side na they have cardiovascular problems, namamana. Father side, may diabetic na problems, namamana din. It's just the same with mental illnesses. Okay. There is a possibility that somehow, if your mga relatives, no, namana mo yung genetical factor na they have. Okay, that's one factor. Second, trauma. Early adverse life experiences such as trauma or history of abuse. Okay, you became traumatized because of abuse, no? For example, child abuse, sexual assault, witnessing violence, etc. A traumatic experience such as witnessing someone inflicting harm to others, it causes flashbacks, nightmares, fear, and avoidance of anything na can remind you of the trauma. Okay, because of those very stressful na events, it can actually develop into a mental illness if di siya naagapan agad. Okay, so that's another factor. Third is unhealthy habits. Okay, not getting enough physical activity or lack of exercise may affect our mental health, guys. Okay, exercising helps improve and adjust mood and relieve depression, anxiety, and stress. So, for example, then, ng ibang unhealthy habits, we have use of alcohol or drugs. Okay, these are some unhealthy habits that can contribute or be a factor for a person to later on develop a mental illness. So that's one. Another factor is your environment. Okay. Living in a stressful environment can make you more likely to develop a mental illness. Things like having an abusive family or living in poverty put a lot of stress on your brain and often trigger mental illness. If your environment, no, the people around you causes you a long-term na stressful events in your life, so this can contribute for you to develop a mental illness. So that's why we are really encouraging na kung pwede na you surround yourself with the people that you really trust, the people you can confide with, because this can be your support system. Your environment where you live or where you expose yourself, it is important for your mental health. Okay, so avoiding toxic people, toxic na situations, so that's very important. Another factor is having constant negative thoughts, no? So it can cause us to develop mental illness. So negative thoughts, these are habits of prolonged negative thinking, diminishes your brain's ability to think, reason, and form memories. So negative thoughts make you feel blue about the world, about yourself, about the future. It contributes to low self-worth, having feelings of loneliness and isolation in the long run. Okay, if we keep on welcoming negative thoughts in our lives, it can also make our thinking negative. We have low self-esteem na, we have low self-worth. In the long run, if we expose ourselves to it, it can lead to developing mental illness. Okay. And last sa mga examples natin for factors that can cause mental illness is stress. Okay. This is very common. Okay. So stressful life situations such as financial problems, academic stress, a job, loved one's death, or even relational problems, this causes stress, no? And if there's a lot of stress in our lives, in a day-to-day basis, so this can also be a factor for us to be vulnerable to mental illnesses. So these are just some factors we are sharing to you, but there are a lot of factors. These are just the basic factors that we can share to you. So let's talk about let's talk about stress. So basic concept of stress. Okay. So normally when we say stress, parang there's a negative there's a negative notion already about stress, no. Stress ako, it's negative na. Pero in reality, there are two types of stress. Okay. So the first is what we call the eustress. Eustress is a form of stress having a beneficial effect of health, motivation, performance, and well-being. So, in short, it's good stress. Okay, that's eustress. We call it eustress. And we also have the second concept of stress, which is what we call de-stress. Okay, distress is the type of stress we are referring to when we say stress, a form of stress with negative implications. Okay. So eustress and distress. Okay. If that kind of stress is somehow beneficial to you, for example, it motivates you in your work, a little pressure, no, put into by your leader, no, na you can do it, kaya mo yan, ganito, this is our deadline, I know you can do it, and you feel motivated doing it, that's good kind of stress, that's eustress, because it lets you benefit from that, there's a benefit to it, no, for your motivation, for your performance. Okay. And in the other hand, the negative kind of stress that implies negative mga products, it's called distress. Okay. So, iwasan natin yung distress. Okay. So, stress actually is a normal body's reaction to any changes that occur, resulting in physical, mental, and emotional responses. Stress responses help your body adjust to new situations. It's important pa rin na we experience stress from time to time. Kasi doon tayo makakapag-adjust. Stress can be positive, keeping us alert, okay, motivated, and ready to avoid danger. Okay. For example, if you have an important test coming up, a stress response might help your body, work harder and stay awake longer. But stress becomes a problem when stressors continue without relief or periods of relaxation. Okay. So, kung hindi na tayo nakakapag-relax for a long time, even there's no need to be really stressed out, and you experience it for a long time, so maybe you are in a distress mode already. Stress can be experienced from individuals, environment, body, and thoughts. Alright. So these are the basic concept of stress. Now let's go to the third topic. Okay. We'll talk about positive psychology. Okay. Talk about the meaning of mental health. We talk about the mental illnesses and a background about what stress is about, factors, how to perhaps contributes for one person to develop a mental illness. Now, we will share to you something naman na you can apply to yourself so that you can cope up with these different life stressors, no? Which is, we can learn from positive psychology. Okay. So in positive psychology, this concept in psychology is actually from Martin Seligman. So positive psychology is the scientific study of human strengths and virtues. Right. I know, no? You people viewing this webinar right now, believe it or not, every human being has every person has his or her own human strength. Okay, just needs to be tapped or to be discovered by nonetheless you yourself. Okay, you need to believe that you have your own strength and your own virtues. Okay. So Seligman's research, about positive psychology in the 1960s and 70s laid to the foundation for the well-known psychological theory of learned helplessness. So John C. Katz, Martin Seligman. So in this theory, which has been backed by decades of research, explains how humans and animals can learn to become helpless and feel they have lost control over what happens to them. Human beings daw, they are prone to learn to be helpless. Okay. There are times that you just accept na the situation is helpless at all. And somehow it's easier. But in the opposite of that notion, every human being has his or her own strength. Okay. So we need to focus on our strengths and not to learn and delve more about being helpless in our lives. Okay. So in this short topic, we will learn about the 3 routes to happiness according to positive psychology: the pleasant life, the good life, and the meaningful life. So the pleasant life, okay, which pertains to the positive emotions, pleasures and gratification. So according to Seligman, provides a mental toolkit. The pleasant life provides a mental toolkit to achieve what he calls the pleasant life. This can be achieved by enabling people to think constructively about the past, gain optimism, and hope for the future, and as a result, gain greater happiness in the present. Okay, so that is the notion of the pleasant life. Okay, we have our past experiences that is not that too pleasant. Yes, no? Meron nga tayong kasabihan na if mababalik lang yung oras, ang time, there are regrets in the past that we wanted to correct in the present. But the past has already been done, and according to the pleasant life principle of Seligman, to constructively think of the past, okay, will enable us to gain optimism, to be positive, and have the hope for the future. Okay, if we accept that the past has already been done and we learn something from it, we will be able to let go of those regrets perhaps in the past and have a hope for the future. In that kind of perspective, it will result to have a greater gain of happiness in the present time, which is ang important naman, for all of us. Okay, that's the pleasant life principle. Having positive emotions, accepting the past, having hope for the future, and gaining greater happiness in the present time, which is what is important as of the moment. Okay, so in that way, we will not be so regretful of the past. We will not be anxious of the future too much. And we will learn to just savor the present moment. Pleasant life. Second is the good life. So good life is the embodiment of strengths and virtues. Okay. So in the good life principle, routes to happiness, they use good character to measure its efficacy because accordingly, good character was so consistently and strongly linked to lasting happiness. Okay, if we have good character and outlook in our life, it is linked down to a lasting happiness. So in order to remain true to the efforts to create a universal classification system, according to Seligman, they made a concerted effort to examine and research a wide variety of religious and philosophical texts from all around the world. So, in the Good Life Principle, no, we say it's the embodiment of strengths and virtues. Seligman tries to distinguish, no, the 6 particular virtues or good characters that were valued in almost every culture, valued in their own right, not just as a means to another end, and are actually attainable. So if we wanted to have a good life, according to this principle, just need to be mindful of these 6 particular virtues. Itong 6 particular na virtues daw will serve as a guide for us, no, to have lasting happiness in life. So what are these 6 particular virtues? Okay. Number 1 is wisdom and knowledge. Okay. If we gain wisdom and knowledge from the experiences that we have in life, no, we learn how to deal with the different situations that can come in the future pa. Second is courage. Okay, courage. Third, love and humanity. Fourth, justice. Five, temperance. And the sixth virtue is spirituality and transcendence. So according to Seligman, these are the 6 particular virtues, no, in every culture or country, no, na they studied about, that can lead us to embody the strengths and virtues that we need to have a good life. Okay. Okay, so that's the second principle, or route to happiness, according to positive psychology. Now, the third one is the meaningful life. Okay, so in meaningful life, we are in a journey to find meaning and purpose for our life. So positive emotion, alienated from the exercise of character, leads to emptiness, inauthenticity, depression, and as we age, to the knowing realization that we are fidgeting until we die. Okay, very sad. That's according to Seligman. So, while the pleasant life might bring more positive emotion to one's life, to foster a deeper, more enduring happiness, we need to explore the realm of meaning. Okay, so we need to find the meaning within ourselves. What my life is about. Okay, what's the purpose of my life? In that way daw, according to positive psychology, we will learn how to foster a deeper, more enduring happiness. Okay, di ba ang ganda? Without the application of one's unique strengths and the development of one's virtues towards an end bigger than oneself, one's potential tends to be whittled away by a mundane, inauthentic, empty pursuit of pleasure. Okay. So, hindi lang tayo basta pleasure lang, no? In our life, we need to have a meaning and purpose to it, so that every pleasure or happiness that we are seeking, it can have meaning and it will last. Okay. So in that way, even though there are a lot of stressors, no, in our lives, we'll be able to withstand it all, because we know, despite of these challenges or problems perhaps that we're facing, no, there's a meaning and purpose to it. And when we know and we have the hope to face those challenges, because we are looking forward to that meaning, we know na we can stand whatever comes our way. Okay. So these are the 3 routes to happiness. Hopefully, no, this will help us, no, find meaning, purpose, no. We will be guided also to deal with life stressors or problems. Okay. So again, 3 routes to happiness according to positive psychology is to have the pleasant life, okay, seeking the pleasure and gratification. Second is having the good life, or having the strengths and upholding the virtues that will help us have a good life. And the third one is the The third row to happiness is the meaningful life. Okay, finding the meaning, having the meaning and purpose in the life that we have right now. So with this, we will be guided on how to withstand all the storms that we can be able to face. And now, let's go to the last topic. Okay. So the fourth one, just a few things to remember, no? A few things to remember before we end this webinar. Okay. Okay. So for us to be able to really take care of our mental health, let's just be guided with this four things to remember lang. First is, from time to time, students, unplug yourself. Okay. Set aside some time to relax away from work or studies. It's important, especially that our generation right now is the really involved generation, no? We are the informed generation, as sabi nga ng mga tao, no? Why informed generation? We rely with social media, we're really connected with everything, no? Because it's just at the tips of our hands, no? Information is just as simple as scrolling through your social media pages, typing in Google, and perhaps this will cause us to have information overload, or we can be anxious or stressed, no? So it's important from time to time to unplug ourselves, no? Perhaps a social media break will help you gain back, no, your pacing in your life. From time to time, set time to just reflect and be in nature, or do the things that will help you gain energy for the whole week. It's very important. So first, unplug yourself. Second, call family and friends. It's important to still connect with your family and friends. Spend time with your family or friends, or even just by yourself. Connection is important when you're taking care of your mental health, no? You need to have at least 2 or 3 people, most especially your family or closest friends, to be involved with your life, with your mental health. They will be your accountability partners. So, meaning there are other people that you will allow for your life to check you from time to time if okay ka lang ba. These are the people who will be concerned if di ka na nagpaparamdam sa kanila. These are the people who will encourage you if they see you that you're really sad or you're not in your usual mood right now. So, I'm encouraging you, no, students, to have that close group siguro of people in your classes, classmates ba, close friends, or even your family members, to allow them to check on you from time to time. Okay, it's very important. We're always encouraging that you're not alone, no? So indeed, make the effort also to involve other people sa inyong mga pinagdadaanan. That's the second way taking care of your mental health. The third one is to see a professional if needed. Okay, you may consult a healthcare professional. I say you may because you can naman from anytime, no? You may consult a healthcare professional. It could be your school counselor. It can be a registered psychologist or a psychiatrist. You don't need to feel ashamed na magpapabook kayo for a session, no? That's okay because you are only prioritizing yourself. I always say this to the students that I talked with, no, na it's okay to ask for the help of a mental health professional if you think that you're not okay in your mental health na. You think na your daily life is being affected already, and you think na having an appointment with the psychiatrist or psychologist will help you. That's okay. I will help you. I will help you connect with them. I assure them, no, that it's okay, no? So I hope that mental health awareness through encouraging yourself your classmates or your friends, even your family is not that too open with that kind of notion pa na it's okay to ask help from a mental health professional. Kasi it will start within us, no? To promote mental health awareness to the people around us. As we know, in the Philippines, no, di pa siya ganun ka open topic, no? But the mental health professionals in our country is already doing their efforts to promote mental health awareness, no? That it's okay to seek for help. It's okay to have check up sessions with the mental health professional, just like how frequent we go to our physicians, to our dentists, no? Have a checkup with our university doctors, no? In our hospitals, if we feel like we don't feel good at all physically, it should be the same when if our mental health is not okay. Okay, we should battle the stigma surrounding mental health through this. All right, I hope that we're all in this together. And lastly, to take care of your mental health, stay active. Create a consistent but flexible routine. Okay. It's important to be intentional, no? Especially with your daily routine na medyo hectic ang schedules ninyo, mga students, and we know na in between, you need to have a breather. Okay. Exercise will help, so I encourage everyone to have a routine of exercise in between your hectic schedules. Just a 15-minute a day ba, 3 times a week will be a good start already. Stretching, applying mindfulness practices, breathing exercises, it will really help you stay active. Okay, and it will help you manage your mental health. No? Okay. Okay, so these are, I think that's the end. Okay. No, I still have another slide. Okay, we're not ending pa. So that's for taking care of your mental health. Now, just a few examples of mental health first aid, no? These are just the basics, but if you wanted to learn more about this, just check out our page sa SWU Guidance and Counseling Office. The name of our page is Thrive page. We have a lot of resources there where you can learn more about handling mental health crisis, or you can actually visit our guidance office. Your counselors are very willing to lend you the help. But as of now, we have examples of mental health first aid here. So as students in the profession or soon to be professionals, helping others is also inclined sa ating virtue here in Southwestern University FINMA. As a student, we wanted to offer help if it's needed, right? If you agree, click the heart button there. Okay. So examples of mental health first aid. First is listen. So right feedback comes from listening. So one cannot give the right feedback without listening. Okay. So if a person wanted to be heard, just listen. So that's the first. Second, give support. Encourage and assess. Provide opportunities for students or your classmates to express their feelings and acknowledge their feelings in their situation that they're in. Okay, give support. Listening, so already giving support, no? Encourage, siguro perhaps encourage them na they're not alone. We're here, just willing to listen. Okay, so it's already a kind of support for that person. Third is, of course, do not judge. Don't judge. Be more understanding, guys. Everyone you meet, ika nga, is fighting a battle you know nothing about. Be kind always. Okay. We are in our we have our own mga dealings, no, mga problems that we're facing, and we cannot say na ay napagdaanan ko na yung problema na yan, because one situation is not the same with another person. Okay, we may be good at dealing this kind of problem, but other people are already crawling out of that situation, and judging or giving unsolicited advice, it may perhaps discourage that person even more. So let us be more understanding and be sensitive on what are the words that we will say to that person. That's the third one. And the fourth one is professional help, no? So seek professional help if you are that person. If you are a concerned individual, you wanted to encourage your classmate or your friends to seek professional help, encourage them. If you see the person you're talking to has a deeper problem, mental health related problems na, and that is out of the range of your capabilities, refer them to professionals such as school counselors, psychiatrists, psychologists, mga community workers, so mga teachers, ganyan, para those mga professionals can offer the right help to that person. Okay. Offering help, it should be a community na naman na effort, okay? Not lang your responsibility, but it should be an effort of the entire community. Okay. So here in Southwestern University FINMA, we are really trying to let everyone know na you have someone to rely on if you are experiencing mental health challenges. Okay? So just seek our help. You can be referred by your teachers to your school's guidance counselors. Okay. So, siguro to finally summarize everything, just stop, pause, and breathe. Remember these three words: stop, pause, breathe. If there's a need to stop, you may stop. It's okay. If you need to pause, pause lang, and then inhale and exhale. Okay. Stop, pause, and breathe. Your mental health is a priority, students. Your happiness is an essential. Your self-care is a necessity, so be kind to yourself. When you're kind to yourself, you're also trying your best to be a helper for other people naman. So, for us to be a helping Filipino citizen, no, I hope that we will realize the importance of mental health, how to prioritize it, and how to be of help to the people surrounding you, no? So that it can be a domino effect sa lahat ng mga people around us. Okay? I hope you learned something from that. Thank you very much for lending your help, and hopefully you learn something and be able to apply it in the days to come. All right. Now, before we end, no, let's just have some processing questions, no, para we can be able to learn or apply the learnings that we had with the talk earlier. So these are the processing questions. You can ask this with a partner, or you can submit this right after the webinar. So first processing question is that, when was the time you experienced distress and how did you come up with it? Okay, share to us an experience that you had wherein you can say na distress ka talaga, and how did you cope up with it? Share with us. Second, when was the time you experienced eustress, the good kind of stress, and what did you learn from that experience? Okay, so second is eustress. Third is, as a Filipino citizen, how can you be able to help your community in a simple way to promote mental health awareness and giving importance to it? Right. So these are the 3 processing questions. I think that's all. Thank you so much and have a good day.